on the Duncan Duo Show. We talked in the first part of the show with Robert Johnson from the Duncan Duo team. I'm Andrew Duncan, and we have Mike Yates with Plains Bay Mortgage. We talked about Zillow, some cool artificial intelligence stuff we're working on, as well as the REMAX National Housing Report and how it relates to Tampa. One of the things we touched on was inventory. For the first time in 4 years, the number of homes for sale is up. You know, we talked about, we touched on that a little bit, but what that basically means is, you know, twofold. Number one, if you're a seller and you're concerned about a shift in the market, get your house on the market. I mean, that's probably the best advice I could give you. You know, I've had people in the past when market shifted and they stalled and they lost a lot of money. Our market isn't as seasonally adjusted as others. We still have lots and lots of home buyers in November, December, January ready to buy. So it's a unique year in that in some years past, maybe you think about waiting till the spring. This is not one of those years. Get your house on the market if you're a seller and you're thinking about it and you're worried. And here's why: because there's a pent-up demand of buyers that are gonna be buying in the last few months of the year. The reality is there's a lot of buyers that missed out on houses during the summer and bidding wars, got burned out and stepped away. And now they start seeing this news of more homes for sale, and they see more inventory, and they feel like they have more options. You know, and we can, you know, Robert can kind of testify to this, just having, you know, agents on our team that are millennials and kind of understanding the millennial demographic. Millennials want choices. One of the things that turned millennials off on the market and pushed them out was the pressure and then the lack of choices. More inventory coming on the market is going to excite some of them to get back out there and look again.
Well, I think they want the perfect home. I think that's almost what we mean by choices.
Right.
I
yeah.
think there was
they have more shots at the perfect
home.
home.
I think there was so few perfect homes on the market for them that they would go into bidding wars for a single perfect home, and then they'd miss out on it, and then they'd jump out of the market. And I think now what you're seeing is not only do you have a lot of great houses on the market, but you have a lot of houses that are still a little high price, so it gives people a chance to go in and negotiate the price down a little bit. But if you're going to go on the market, you want to make sure your home's in great condition, and I don't necessarily mean completely redone. Don't spend money going in if you know you're going to sell and redo everything, because you're not going to make the money back. But you want to make sure your home's in great condition, but you also want to make sure it's priced the best. You know, that's how you get a jump on the market, and that's how it's always traditionally been. I said last week, it's a price war and a beauty contest. Yep. You know, you want to make sure all those things line up, and you're going to sell, and you might still go multiple offers. I mean, that's just the way it is, because they want great homes.
And I think the importance of that, in addition to the price contest and the beauty war, it goes back to the agent too. You can have it priced right, and you can have it staged and looking great. But if you hire a terrible agent that takes terrible photos and doesn't invest in those things, because there's a lot out there right now that are new to the industry, all of that work that you did to get the home ready isn't showcased the right way. So it also goes back to hiring the right agent.
Yeah, and I mean, I've seen homes out there that even have something as basic as nice photos. And I don't think that, and this isn't a knock on anybody, but I don't think that some agents even understand how to work showings or understand what the important point of going on the market is.
Yep.
And I think that so much goes down to the first week or two that you're on the market. That
and if you miss it,
if you mess that up,
you're in trouble.
Especially in the market now, you're probably going to be sitting on the market for a while.
So here's another part of the stats I thought was interesting. So in Tampa, for example, active listings year over year are up 11%. New listings are up 9%. We're one of the top in the country with more homes coming on the market now. So our inventory is increasing, more options for buyers. Here's the cool part. The new listings are on average 10% smaller. So those first-time home buyers, those millennials that have been missing out on stuff, that maybe haven't had inventory, there's a lot of those sellers that were just not coming on the market because they were afraid they wouldn't be able to find what they could buy. Now they're seeing more listings coming on the market, and they say, okay, I'm going to be able to find what I want. So if you were a first-time home buyer during the summer and you missed out, jump back in, start paying attention. More homes are coming on the market, more homes that fit your criteria, because those people want to sell to buy, and now they feel like there's enough inventory in their price bracket too.
Yeah, and a lot of homes that were built during the crash, they were a little smaller. Average size for the first time of a home actually went down. Well, those people that bought in the low point, you know, they're at a point now 6, 7, 8 years in where they're ready for a move-up home. So a lot of those people are ready to sell their starter home, and they're ready to move up to something bigger. So if you're a first-time home buyer out there, and a lot of new builders are not building homes that are for first-time home buyers, you can go out there and get a house that's only 6, 7, 8 years old, or something a little bit smaller for a starter home, and you're going to have a lot more choices than you would even a year or two ago.
Yeah, that's awesome. We are, you're going to continue after a break here with this conversation. When we aren't on air, make sure to follow all of our socials. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook. We are at The Duncan Duo, or you can check out theduncanduo.com for home value estimates. Search all of our listings and to get plenty of real estate information. Again, at The Duncan Duo. And we'll be back after a quick break here on The Duncan Duo Show.